The summit over, Meghan and Harry watched in silence as the empire fell as the title was stripped away. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel. Well, an American source claims that Harry and Meghan's career is completely over. The insider says the two went a little too far with their attacks. There was a buzz at Queen's Platinum Thanksgiving, and it was a fake car chase in Manhattan, and that was just the beginning of the train wreck, when your Spotify spoke out their still-release Garbo-style shots of Meghan Markle play acting, trying to act incognito with her rings or some other mysterious symbol peeping out from that trench coat intended to create interest. But it really is like throwing water on red-hot steel at this point, just a bunch of hissing smell because we want them to finally just go away and live their dream of this private life. Untitled and entitled, they've been cancelled by Spotify. They've got a real lack of big brand endorsements and public comments about their lack of talent by two successful plain-speaking top Hollywood executives is, if you ask me, the public beginning of the end for the pair. Inasmuch as Meghan is untalented, I don't see any way for her to get back up again. They don't have any H.R.H. styling, they have no brand, they're just a couple of losers, they're grifters, and they have tricked themselves into believing that they are something special. They're middle-aged and they haven't really achieved anything on their own. Meghan Markle was a bit-part actress who is hardly even recognized in Hollywood, and Harry was very lucky to be born in the family that he was born into as a prince, but with absolutely no brain in that ginger head of his. Better with their lives are basically none. They're just going to have to downsize, they're going to have to live like ordinary people, or they'll have to come begging the royal family to renew that lease, from which I don't think could possibly happen. For what I'm also really looking forward to the day that the air is cleared about the invisible kids. It seems like they don't even have. Occasionally we'll get to see some strange Photoshop photo of Archie and Lily, but Harry never seems to be enjoying their company. And actually, I don't think it's a stretch to say that he seems incredibly depressed. That I don't think Harry's life is happy at all, as he says. Lily Bit was also christened earlier. Godfather Tyler Perry was reportedly appalled by what was about to happen and left with his choir almost immediately. If Diana's two sisters had come, they would have left almost immediately, too. Some guess they are using another child. Here's the BO, well, Christmas is coming and we still haven't seen the invisible children. The royal family will not be able to see the children and there will be no family events for the cousins. I feel that Harry can't handle the pressure of two imaginary children, and eventually the relationship breaks down because Harry is never seen to enjoy spending time in public with his family and is always holding his hand. Her grip looks tense and she looks miserable and the kids don't see them at all. Remember how Harry used to complain that his dad didn't take him cycling often? Well, I can't imagine him riding Archie or Lily on a bike, nor them playing on the beach. They don't go to the local playground. That we don't see them go grocery shopping like Catherine takes her kids to the grocery store. They don't go out to eat. There was no Jubilee party for the children of the palace. You've seen Harry's brother and sister do all of these things with their kids and more. But the biggest problem in my opinion is that they are talking about this beloved princess, someone who is grieving the loss of the love of her life, but at the same time she is fighting cancer, and she has not stopped loving him. That I don't think it's possible to reverse this behavior. Both are empty inside. Well, you know, what happens is going to happen, and one day these invisible kids, if they're real, will become adults, and then they'll treat them the same way. Maybe Magazine and Harry will realize how wrong they were to a friend or family member who really needed an enemy. I don't think Meghan Markle will be able to return to the UK even if they are together. She has made many allegations against the royal family and the media. She has no way out, and Meghan is not a very good person. What Meghan Markle didn't realize was that Harry was the calling card, not her. She was never like that. She has such long teeth. Actress Harry is a prince with no real talent. He crossed a line he should never have crossed. He's doing everything he can to reconcile with his father, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I mean, Harry doesn't have anyone in his corner anymore. Not Queen Camilla, not the Whale family, not West, not the royal prince in public. They made a lot of mistakes, but probably one of their biggest mistakes, in my opinion, was dragging Camille and Catherine into this nonsense. Charles and William may ignore the insults, but neither Meghan nor Harry could forgive Meghan and Harry for what they said about their wives. I doubt Meghan realizes that making up the Chase story is going too far, but she got to that point long before that. Then it was only a matter of time before Spotify bosses declared them liars and said they had no talent. Well, all they have are different versions of this story. They were brutalized by members of the royal family, but they couldn't give specific examples, or people are just tired of hearing the same old stories. They have been away for so long that it was discovered that they were no longer connected to the royal family. As a result, they no longer have content and are no longer useful. I believe Meghan thought that by marrying a royal she would get a marriage proposal, but apparently that didn't happen. Maybe she thought that since Harry was a prince, the same thing would happen to him, but what she didn't realize was that Harry was a public figure as he performed official royal duties for the monarchy. He wasn't alone there. Without the royal family, they are always a group of commoners who still hold these titles. I also wonder what happened to their demands that the royal family apologize to them. Now we hear that they want to return to the royal family and want to lobby for the king's support. Well, what are they talking about? You mean what did Harry do when he saved the king for his father at the coronation? And then what happens when William becomes king? Do they want to bow to William and Catherine? I doubt it. I think they are just trying to wait and come up with an interesting new story. This once again humiliates the royal family. Well, that Meghan is not as smart as she thinks. In fact, he is very stupid. He just rides other people because he can't think of good ideas himself. Forget feminism, especially for Meghan Markle. He is middle-aged and still has not found his place in the world. Everything he touches now turns bad. Some of the opponents say that he took the roles himself. She was a general hospital nurse, and I recently found out that her father had been nominated for an award for his work. That explains how she got that little role. I've also heard that Trevor pulled some strings for her to get her that part on because she wasn't able to pass the first audition, and then her uncle had to get her that job at the embassy. Well, and she couldn't pass the exams, so she couldn't stay on forever. She did have some roles in Hallmark movies, but if you know anything about those movies, well, usually they'll sign long contracts with them and they're in a few different movies throughout many years, so it wasn't important that cover it. Hit. They stayed in Canada for an entire year before they moved to the US. Right when Canada closed its borders thanks to the pandemic, they just kept on saying the same stuff over and over again. So many people were saying all right. Well, do you have anything new to tell us, or do you have any proof? And of course they couldn't provide any evidence, and that's something everyone will understand after Meghan signs off. He's not really talented, so they want to get away from him. However, she doesn't know when to shut up. He is always telling stories or calling Rosie's father to take his picture, but in this case, he does not overlook one thing. Her PR people probably told her to shut up and not lie about the royal family. For if the offensive duo come back to paddling and claim that the royal family aren't like that and they're not that bad, I think it'll be even worse for them. They'll be seen as bigger liars than they are. It seems that Meghan's team understands that working with her is not easy. It doesn't matter how they try to play. No one cares about the damage that has been done. They are already known as liars, bullying scumbags known as always begging for free stuff, and no one wants them. There is also a documentary about the winners. When Meghan kissed Harry on stage after introducing him, it would have been more fitting for the war veteran to do so. I mean, if you ask me, Meghan was just dancing through their pain and physical loss, and that kiss was so inappropriate. I mean, there's no room for bragging rights on someone else's money. Why do veterans need it for kisses? This makes no sense to me. It wasn't supposed to be about Harry. It disgusted me and still does. This behavior was extremely disrespectful to all the veterans present, who wondered if Harry had overheard some random person in the crowd picking on his family. How did he react? So please continue reading below in the comments section and Harry with us. If you find my video helpful, Please don't forget to like it anytime and share it with someone who might like it. Please subscribe to the Princess Diana News channel for more updates in the future. Thanks for watching and goodbye. We'll be back tonight and see you later.